I am him, not them.
I'm seeing numbers, I must be the one. Rain Man, yeah, they think that I'm dumb. I don't care, let them think what they want. I don't do it for them, I do it for funds. To buy your way in, cause I'm in the lid. So I run it up like the money upstairs. I'm just getting started, I hope they prepare. They counting me out, so they counting me in.
I am him, not. Yes, it's Mr. Pringles the Barber, a.k.a. Alwayzkuttn 𝐤𝐻𝐿. I am him, not them. I am him, not them. So, you know, sometimes as barbers and cosmetologists, you may be swarmed with clients and just unable to make it to the store to get them products that you need. Well, my barbers, my hairdressers, braiders, I'm sure y'all understand when you can't get to the store and get those products right at that point where you run out, where you got that client, he like, dag, I need some more hair. You need some cool care for you, know, all that. So today we got my guys from Hair Drop. We got Maurice Womack and James Ross. So this is how we gonna do. We're gonna start off real small, man. Listen, okay. So we're gonna start off because the last episode I had, we was talking about what we supposed to eat. That was my last episode. So we're gonna start this off with what did you eat for breakfast this morning?
Wow, man, I just had a bowl of cereal. Yeah, and some coffee.
That's an F.
Yeah, I know. Got me off guard, man. If I'd have known, I'd have had something a little healthier.
Right? What you had, James?
You know what? I hadn't even ate breakfast this morning. So
you know what? I haven't either.
Yeah,
and
that's pretty typical for me. Like I normally don't. I normally don't eat my first meal mostly until about lunchtime. So.
Oh yeah. So you got an F. I think we got two B's. I don't know. Yeah, I don't even know if we might supposed to eat some fruit though.
Yeah, that's true. That won't hurt.
Okay. So y'all ready for this barber versus? I know I seen you on there. Right? Yeah.
I'm ready for it, man.
You ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. So tell us about Hair Drop and what motivated you to to come up with this great solution for the hair industry.
Man, my brother, I'm always been somebody who was like, hey, how can we use technology to solve our problems? Like when I say our, like in the black community, right? Mm-hmm. My background is really about, teaching people to use technology to turn into businesses, things like that, and then ideally, if you compare it with doing good things for our community, it's like a win-win-win, So my brother, actually, he just graduated from barber school. Up in Youngstown. Mm-hmm. And so, he had been cutting for, 15, 16, maybe even longer than that years, but he had never had his license.
So what took him so long to go?
Just life, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's how it was
and
for
then,
me.
He kind of grew up a little bit like mentally and was like, yo, I need to get it in, Plus he had the type of personality where he couldn't work for somebody else, you know what I mean? And so, like, man, barbering is like perfect, man. It's something you already do. Just get the paperwork so you can be official, so.
It don't feel like work.
Yeah.
And going through those jobs, you be like, man, we're going to keep going through the same cycle.
Yeah.
Okay, how old is he?
He actually just turned 40 this year. Yeah, so
okay.
Older, so like I said, for a while I had just been doing it on the side and, cutting the homies up and all of that. And then like, yo, I need to really make it official,
Okay.
So he can increase his net worth.
So that's what really got you into the whole hair drop?
Yeah, so, he had graduated and I was like, yo, man, like I said, my thesis is always like, how do you attach technology to some age-old problems? And I was like, yo, do you think like if we had an app where you could order up beauty supplies or, neck strips or whatever, would that be something people would like? He was like, oh, yeah, that'd be dope, He's like, we definitely could because we always leaving to go grab something,
Okay.
We could just pull out the phone, boop, 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 and have it delivered. Like, all right, so I went to work, and plus I looked at it as an opportunity for me and him to kind of do some things together, He's in Youngstown, I'm in Columbus, and so, I built it out, and we were actually going to pilot it in Youngstown, but, my network is here. So, like, eventually it was like, hey, we just going to blow it up in Columbus,
So where did the app come from? Like
the app idea or I built the app.
Oh, you build apps too?
I build apps, yeah. So,
okay.
And I actually had a course where I taught people how to build apps, so without coding. So I call it flow code. So you don't have to learn the code to build apps. It's kind of like how you put together a PowerPoint or a Word document. You just use the tools to kind of piece things together. And then, and that was one of the things I was doing, again, trying to teach people like, hey, you ain't got to learn the code to get an app into the app store, things like that. You do have to be computer literate, but, it's a lot faster journey,
Where did you market that at? Because I missed that one. I wish I would have seen that. Was that right?
Yeah. No, I was teaching the kids, man, I called it flow code, so it's like there's a movement called no code where you can kind of, it's this idea that you can build software without actually learning the code. Mm-hmm. And my particular flavor for no code, I call it flow code. So instead, we teach you how to think what we call computational flow. So how to think like a computer, and then you can take that foundation and then build software without actually learning syntax and all of the other stuff that makes it so much of an obstacle.
Listen. Here we go. Listen, you get an applause for that because I like the way you think.
Yeah.
Okay, so this question's for you because I know this is in your field. Like, who do you recognize as the competitors, and how do you deal with the competition that may want to follow behind Hair Drop and do some of the same things? Like, because I don't know another company that provides this service.
Yeah. So from it's a lot of competition within the industry itself. Mm-hmm. When you think about where can you go get beauty supplies, Sally's, your typical big box retailers, the Targets, just the typical, your neighborhood, beauty supply store. But as far as what we're doing at Hair Drop, as far as delivering it to your door,
that's what I'm saying.
Emphasis on specifically on, hair and beauty. There's nobody else out there doing that.
What would that be called? Like what is it? A malt?
Moat.
Yeah,
moat.
Yeah,
so that's our competitive advantage.
So what happens if somebody decides to follow right behind you and do the same things? Like, how will you stay ahead of the game?
You know what? It's, when I think about, how do we stay ahead? It's keep focusing on what we're doing and listening to our customers. And then most importantly, using data. He's the tech guy, right? So, we make all decisions based on data, not what we think or what we feel, right? We make it based on what the consumer is telling us.
Numbers, analytics.
Can I jump in real quick?
Oh, yeah.
I'm looking at your Lakers hat, and so I'm like, hey, just like you got two teams on the basketball court, man, which team is better? And that's why me and James, we teamed up, man, right. And it's like we out here, we like the Lakers. With Brian.
So okay. So you like the Lakers. So who would you be and who would he be?
Hey, it don't matter right now. We out here. We trying to win a championship, right?
Okay.
So, and I look at it like that, man. Any company is built up of people, in that company, and those people can have certain skills and backgrounds that make them, as a group better. And I feel like, with James and I together, man, we like the Lakers of this tech world, and we about to, we go into it with the goal of winning the championship. And so consistency, consistent play, strategy, all of that stuff kind of come into play in building a company, and we're going to go out here and win. That's what's going to give us the advantage. It's our team, at the end of the day.
A big advantage you got, too, over them is the fact that you actually are the one that build the apps, and you, with them numbers and, knowing that part. So, just to get into that, I want to speak about, before we get into like how this is going to be a company that's going to be a multi-million-dollar company soon, I want to see like individually, like what were you doing before you got into Hair Drop? Yeah. Like what are some of your achievements and some of your credentials that you have?
So, I'm the operator, right, by nature. So okay. I worked for Walgreens for almost 17 years. 17 years?
Yeah,
almost 17 years. And, that started from the bottom, right? Right out of college, I started as an assistant manager and, worked my way up through the ranks of the company, right? For over 16 years, I ran Walgreens stores, district manager, managing managers of Walgreens stores, did some special assignments where I went into consulting and supporting like executives in the company and coaching executives on how to show up and get the best out of their teams. And then going back into the field as a director of operations, where I eventually oversaw here in Columbus, all the Walgreens here in Columbus, Canton, and the Toledo area. So that's roughly 70 plus locations, which equates to about $1 billion in revenue a year.
Okay.
So kind of seeing it from the ground level all the way up to the high level, I've learned a lot that I think is going to help me and Maurice grow Hair Drop to the brand that we think it could be.
Okay. So what was you doing so you went from Walgreens straight to Hair Drop?
No, so it's funny. So you asked that. Yeah. So I actually left Walgreens back in February 2020, like right before the pandemic just took everybody out, right? Just surprised everybody, right? So I was at a point in my career where, I'll be honest, I had a crappy boss at the time, right? And I was kind of at the end of my career, like, I don't feel like I can really be myself. I feel like I put on a suit every day to go to work, and I can't really be myself, right? I don't feel like these people probably wouldn't even speak to me if we was to cross each other's paths on the street, right? And so I got 3 sons, and I'm like, what kind of example am I setting for them that, hey, I've made it. They say fake it till you make it, but it was like reverse for me, right? Yeah. Like I made it, and then I was faking it like I was happy, and I did enjoy what I did as far as helping, take care of patients and helping grow teams and stuff like that, right? But as far as the politics that came along with that, I was no longer interested in that. And so what I did is, I looked at different avenues on how else could I make income. And that's when I learned how to invest in the stock market. And so I eventually left Walgreens on my own terms.
You just left Walgreens? I just left. After 17 years?
After 17 years, a 6-figure salary, a wife and 3 kids, and I just walked away. And
listen, that's a power move. Like,
you know what? It's a power move, and but it wasn't an easy decision either, right? You do the same thing. It's secure, and but it's funny you say that. So when I left Walgreens, I created my own company at the time, Legacy Power Investments, right? Teaching people how to tap into their own power and knowledge and learning how to
I think invest. I heard of that before.
Have you?
Yeah, I took the class.
Right, and so that's the name of the course, Power Moves, right? And so I'm really all about embracing the culture. A lot of us in the Black culture, we didn't grow up learning anything about stocks or anything like that, right? We just learned how to trade our time for money. And so that's what I did. I left Walgreens, started my own company to teach people how to trade and make money, whether it's to pay off debt, build wealth, or eventually their 9 to 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, that's definitely a plus because a lot of us don't know about stocks.
No,
I'm still going through the course as we speak.
Yeah, and that's okay. It's a journey, man. It's I'm the teacher. I teach a lot of folks about it, but it's a journey that never ends, right? It's an economic journey that you're on when you look at the whole world and you see how different things in China and all across the world impact stocks here, right? So I think with that background too, understanding publicly traded companies and what we're trying to build here at Hair Drop as well and get to that level, that also gives us a competitive advantage when you talk about the team that we're building.
Okay. Hey, that's definitely a plus. That's definitely a plus. You got it.
Yeah.
So Maurice, like, what were you doing before then? Like, what are some of your credentials or some of your achievements you have before Hair Drop?
So I'm by background, I'm a mechanical engineer.
Okay.
So I actually currently still work for the Department of Defense. But that's like my day job, and in the evening I'm hustling, so. Before Hair Drop, I actually had a company where we taught kids science, technology, engineering, and math, STEM. A lot of so we would actually go out into the community. We had contracts with Columbus City Schools, after school programs, LeBron's Our Promise School up in Akron. So we would teach kids about robotics, 3D technology, drone technology, programming, all of that, with the goal again of creating creators, people who could go out here and build what I call tech wealth, that Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos type of wealth.
Yeah.
But not so they could live it up, so they could take some of that wealth and put it back into the community. Because I think long term, that's how black people going to win, man. We need tech wealth, right? People who can break you off $1 million and it's nothing. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So find somebody like yourself, enterprising, got passion, got a vision for something, and give them the resources financially and otherwise that they need to go out here and build their empire a little bit bigger with the goal that then they're going to do the same thing. You know? I
picked up on one thing you said. You said create creators. That's
creators,
big,
man.
yeah.
And it's weird, man. I'm a godly man, so I feel like when you think about the Bible, you know, whether you take it literally or not, man, everything is about creation. God was the first creator, and they say we made in the image of God. And I just feel like when you create, whether that's art, that's businesses, anything, man, you really fulfilling your calling, you know, because that's where you get all of that fulfillment, man. And so
I feel the same way. Yeah. When I always thought that way, like when people say you created in the image of God. So if God created us and we're his son, we're supposed to be able to create too.
Exactly.
So that's how the world works. That's how I feel.
And I came to that because it was like, man, I just really love to build stuff, man. Like whatever the physical, build businesses. And I was like, man, and you think about from a biblical perspective, it's like you doing what God has done from the beginning, you know, so.
Yeah, exactly. You can have a son, he gonna be able to do the same thing you do. So you gotta be able to create too. Yeah.
Hopefully on a bigger level. Right. You know what I mean? So, and that's really how we gonna win, man. The kids gotta be able to do it bigger. You know what I mean?
So what else do you do? Like, what were you doing? Like, do you have any other businesses such as like Hair Drop, any other apps, anything?
Yeah, well, I have a company called 𝐿Wakandah. So it's really like an online community for black tech professionals, founders, investors, entrepreneurs, all of that. It's called 𝐿Wakandah, 𝐿Wokandah. So it's really where like IT professionals, coders, and even anybody that's trying to like start a tech-based business or something can come and communicate and collaborate with other, black entrepreneurs and tech people. So
you would just plug in, go into the app, and you could basically. So I can search for whatever I'm looking for that I want to learn about. Yeah,
potentially or connect. It's more like a community. So it's like Facebook, but for black tech professionals and founders and people who want to start black tech businesses. So you can go there and actually connect with. Like if you have an app idea, I had so many people like, yo, man, build me an app or a website.
I know that's you like, flooded with that.
Yeah. And it's like, man, I really don't have the time. But if you go to 𝐿Wakandah, there's a lot of people on there that could do it. You know what I mean? Or partner with
Okay, I'm getting what you're saying now.
So it's based off of 𝐿Wakandah. This idea, like if you watch the movie Black Panther, then 𝐿Wakandah, the reason 𝐿Wakandah is because of their technology. You know what I mean? Okay. So they willed the technology because nobody could F with them, you know what I mean? And and that's kind of where the idea of that came. Like we need like a black tech like hub where we can collaborate and build together,
So what motivated that? That's unique. Like,
man, I just think the idea of 𝐿Wakandah is so powerful. Like, from the movie. Because like I said, they weren't ruled by anybody, you know what I mean? They were technologically advanced more than anybody. And they were black, unapologetically black. You know what I mean? And I was like, man, that's what we need, man. And so the idea of 𝐿Wakandah was like, hey, I'm gonna switch it up. I'm gonna have a WO, and but I want it to be like a place where you like envision like I'm gonna go to 𝐿Wakandah, and this is where I'm gonna find technology, black folk, and people doing great things,
So when you coming up with something like that, were you watching 𝐿Wakandah, or was you like,
no,
because you got great ideas? So I'm trying to figure out like, what do you?
Man, I just whatever inspires me, man. And so we used to teach kids when I taught STEM. We had a camp called A Week in 𝐿Wakandah.
Okay,
so a week long, 8 hours a day. You would learn about the technologies in 𝐿Wakandah in the movie in Black Panther, and then you would build stuff like that. So, example. He's really flying around. His little ship is a drone, if you see it, right? So we talk about how drones work, how they fly, and then we build drones and then race them and fly them around. So, or like 3D printing, that's present in the movie as well, So we learn about how that works, and then we do some 3D printing, 3D modeling, and all of that. And so through the course of a week, we tap into the cultural pieces present in Black Panther, and we learn about it, and build around it. So.
Yeah, you got it.
The engineer mind.
Yeah, exactly.
But I mean, like, like inspiration, man. At the core of it is being inspired by that, right?
Exactly.
So when we go out, because when the movie came out, everybody was in their outfits at the theater.
Yeah.
Like we need that cultural pride, like as the foundation to then build upon. You know what I mean? So
yeah, I understand that.
Like yeah, you want to teach them math, you want to teach them science. That's cool, but you need the culture piece first.
That cornerstone.
Then everything else gets easier, in my opinion. You know, so
yeah, I understand that. So, what do y'all see like hair drop like in the next year from now? Like,
man, sky's the limit, man. You know, like with anything, you got to grow it from zero. You know what I mean? So you got to water, just like plants. You got to water it. You gotta feed it, and give it sunlight. But in a year, man, I think we could really have Columbus locked down from a local delivery. We're doing national delivery.
Think you can
as well.
Or you will?
We will, man.
There you go.
Yeah, you're right. Thanks for correcting me, man. Yeah. So I think we will have it locked down, and be probably ready to move into another city, if not before a year. You know what I mean? So we really trying to build the infrastructure. It's like with anything, like a prototype. Mm-hmm. You work out any of the kinks, and then you just replicate it in other cities and areas.
So have you been going to like different like how can I say beauty shops, barber shops, networking?
Not really. I mean, we really trying to build this as like a black owned thing. You know what I mean? And there ain't too many black owned beauty shops, in Central Ohio. So most of them are owned by Koreans or other folks. And so, really we got everything we need right now to be like completely black owned. So as we grow it.
So really, it's not a storefront right now. It's more a website, mobile app.
Yeah. So we have a warehouse where we have supplies. So we actually sell them. So it's not just a delivery service like DoorDash, just deliver. They go pick it up and deliver. We actually sell products.
Okay.
And have inventory and all of that. And so, and eventually as we grow, we want to even go back further, on the whole distribution, distribution level. And that's where James' background really is key, his retail experience, managerial, executive experience is all key for that.
Is off the wall.
Man, what the business is, man.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. And actually, how we had linked up, we knew each other through circles. But he was one of the first people. When I first started Wakanda, I had black experts on there teaching. He was doing the investment stuff, and so I already knew he was kind of like lounging around, living it up. And I was like, "Yo, man, your experience, I need that." And he was like, "Yo, I love what you're doing. Let's do it." So
that them stocks lounging around.
Yeah.
It seemed like it, but it probably in his head it consists of a lot.
Yeah,
the stock. Yeah,
it's a lot of work.
Yeah,
it's not easy to be a good investor right in the stock market. But when you've been doing something for 16 plus years, you tend to get pretty good at it. At least you should be if you've been doing it for that long, right?
Yeah.
And so, Maurice is like, if you ever get that itch, man, to go back and do something, this is what I'm doing. And he pitched the concept to me, and I mean.
And you move fast.
Yeah, I'm like, I know that world, right? And I am the culture, right? I'm a part of the culture, right? And just seeing the opportunity of what it could be, what it can be with the right team, it was a no-brainer for me to say, hey, yes,
I'm gonna get him too. You said what it will be, what it will be.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's no doubt. We're going to get where we want to get to. Okay. It's just a matter of getting other people to believe and understand the vision that we have for hair drop, because we know how much we spend in the community. We know how much we spend in the hair and beauty industry, right? It don't matter what else is going on in our life. We want to look good.
Right.
At the end of the day, right? It don't matter what you're going through. You want to look good, right? And
food, water, and look good.
Yeah, that's number 3 on that list.
Yeah. Because I'm cutting hair, so I understand. That's something that you always gonna need. You always gonna need that.
Yeah.
So what about, as far as delivering products, how long would it take for you to receive your products?
Less than an hour, man. So when you click buy or check out, it'll be at your door in less than an hour.
Jetsons.
How?
Now I want to know. So say 5 barbers order at one time. Like, how many work? You got a lot of workers. I'm trying to figure out how to.
I did always debate with myself how much of the curtain I pull back, man.
Yeah. Okay. There you go. Okay.
Maintain
do that.
Advantage. So I'll just say that we have a partnership that is if anybody can deliver in an hour, our partner can deliver in an hour.
Listen.
And if you order from Hairdrop, you'll find out who that partner is because you'll get a text message so you can track your delivery in real time. So
right now we're gonna call them the Jetsons.
The Jetsons, yeah, I like the Jetsons to get you your stuff in less than an hour.
So what kind of products have you got to the point to where you know what everybody needs?
We're getting there, man. As everybody buys, we trying to see what's hot. But that's go back to he mentioned the data piece. That's what's gonna give us that advantage, man. So what's hot here in Columbus may not be what's hot in Atlanta.
Right.
You know what I mean? But because we'll have all of that buying information, we'll be able to kind of take that information and say, hey, we need the South, they need these products, but up in here in Columbus, they buy these products. Okay. So that those efficiencies play out in profitability as you grow, you know what I mean? So, but right now, really a lot of hair products, braiders are ordering, not only hair, but, gels and things they need to kind of to braid and all of that. And then your standard shampoos and things like that, you know what I mean? So,
yeah, I know, I'm in the barber world. My girl, she does the braiding. So, as far as the hairdressing, I feel like that platform is just great because sitting in the shop and I'm just sitting there and I'm like, okay, well, I need to get out of here to be able to grab some cool care, some oil for the clippers. Yeah. Just yesterday, I'm watching YouTube. There's some new clippers that just came out. So I'm like, dang, I wish I could have these right now.
Yeah.
So that means a lot to be able to get that stuff right then and there.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And then we have Klarna too. You never heard of Klarna? It's like Afterpay. Okay. Like you could pay in 4 installments. So if you want to buy, we don't have Babyliss yet. Whoa. Yeah, that's gonna hit hard for the people. So if you want to, we don't have Babyliss yet. So just using them as an example, if you want the FX clippers or whatever, you don't got $200. You can pay it in $50 increments over. So. It's like the modern day layaway, man. You know what I mean?
And you keep it
21st century.
You keeping track because the FX clippers is the ones that just drop them.
Okay. So I know. So that's what I'm saying. We trying to make it as easy as possible. Make the experience as seamless as possible. Mm-hmm. Man. We were just reading recently about the whole. In our pitch deck, we talk about this idea of. The hurry up and buy customer experience, right? You seen Menace.
Yeah, right? Of course. I've seen it like 264 times.
And then even the parody, how to don't be a menace and what drinking. But in there, you go into the shop and they like, hurry up and buy. Or what they call that shopping while black customer experience. This eliminates all of that, man. Mm-hmm. You don't have to deal with that. Just pull up your phone, order what you need and have it at your door, man. It's the best experience ever. And that's really what we're leaning on as well,
Another thing that's going to make it strong is the fact that the COVID situation has separated so much to where people don't want to really go out and go shopping. I think it's more buying on over the internet anyway, over the mobile apps.
So the timing is right for that. People are getting more accustomed to ordering and having it just brought to their door,
Jetsons, shout out to the Jetsons too.
Yeah.
So, there isn't, like I said, there is no competition. I see no competition. I don't see anybody that's going to be delivering anything besides you all. So I know within the next year, that's going to be great. So in the next 5 years, you're looking at franchised out to maybe California, New York.
Yeah, so places. We probably won't do the franchise model. We'll own all of that, man.
Okay.
We'll own, we call them dark stores, So you ever heard of GoPuff?
I heard of GoPuff, but I don't know where I heard of that.
It's real big around campuses. So it's like essentially a convenience store in your pocket. You can pull up the app, order chips, ice cream, pop, and have it in less than half an hour, right? So GoPuff is how much you think the GoPuff is valued at? I always hit people with this so they see the potential.
I mean, if you said how long they've been around?
They've been around about 10 years now, but they
that's
really
probably
started blowing up the last 2-3 years.
Multi-million.
It's a $15 billion company. Yeah.
I wanted to say.
Yeah. So you see, like, and most people have never heard of GoPuff.
No, I haven't.
And that's what I'm saying. It's like that. They're growing so fast because consumer habits are changing in terms of we're talking about that they're used to getting it delivered now. Mm-hmm. And so we're right at the forefront of that when it comes to hair and beauty. And we're specifically focused on the black community right now, you know. So we want to make sure that customer segment is serviced properly.
Okay. You're talking about GoPuff. You're talking about a company that's a multi-billion-dollar company selling stuff you can get at 7-Eleven.
Exactly.
I know, right?
You know what I'm saying?
So you just order a bag of chips and they come drop off a bag of chips?
That's all you order. Well, knowing you were going to order more than that, but yeah. Once you can walk.
I'm just saying, what if you just ordered that? Because I done been here eating lunch, like, I got a sandwich. Like, dang, I just want a bag of chips with my sandwich. Mm-hmm. To just think somebody is coming to drop off $1 bag of chips or a $2 bag of chips.
Well, as long as you're willing to pay that delivery fee.
Which would make it like a $5 or $10 bag of chips.
Like it's only $1.99. GoPuff charges $1.99. But, you know, that's just one order. At scale,
scale,
you know, because somebody's ordering $50 worth of something, or maybe it's 5 cats sitting around doing what they do. Yeah. It's like, let me put in one big order.
Right, because my bottle get empty.
Because they're moving into, like, alcohol delivery and all of that.
Okay, Yeah, I didn't even know that.
Yeah. So, I mean, just like, you know, when you chilling, hanging out, that type of stuff is important. Mm-hmm. When you're getting ready for the day or you're going to the club, all of that is important, too. You know, you want to make sure you're looking good, you know, so and feeling good as well.
Right. I always want to feel good. Look good, feel good.
Feel good, right? And so there you see the opportunity, right? If you can service the look good and the feel good, man, you got it, right?
As long as you're always providing a solution.
Solution, man, solution. Yeah. And sometimes, man, people never even think like it's an issue. They so used to the daily, you know, this how it is, you know, and then, you know, just like we said, like the beauty stores in our communities typically aren't owned by us. We go there anyway, you know. So, but we trying to change all of that, man. Create a better experience, value the customer more, you know, all of that, man. And then we take a lot of our marketing dollars and we put it into organizations that's doing work in the community, man.
Okay. So putting that money right back in.
Right back in, yeah. You create this cycle, man, that everybody eats. You know, so
circulation.
Yeah.
Okay, tell everybody how to get to Hair Drop, how to find Hair Drop, where you follow, you know.
Yeah, hairdrop.app, .app. You can go there. You can download it for Android or Apple iPhone, or you can shop online if you want, you know, through your browser or whatever. So follow us on Instagram at @GetHairDrop. Like I said, follow us. We're just starting, right about to roll out our content marketing.
Okay.
So you'll see a lot of us doing a lot of things, man. Make sure people are informed, entertained, and all of that, you know. So.
Okay. Well, y'all heard it here, man. Well, we gonna go ahead and get out of here, man. I'm glad we were able to get Hair Drop in the building. So you all make sure y'all go follow them. You said Hair Drop.
Hairdrop.app. On Instagram at @GetHairDrop.
Okay, at @GetHairDrop. Any last words, James?
Hey, just, you know, like you said, look good and feel good. We
look
can help supply your needs.
All right, well, we out of here, man. Y'all have a good day. This is Mr. Pringles the Barber, a.k.a. Alwayzkuttn's head honcho. I am him, not them. I am him, not them.